Hi friends, welcome back to M from GSA. I'm recording this in my car again because I put it off to the very last second and I'm going away for the weekend. I'm not like going away, like I'm staying over at someone's house. And that's what I want to talk about actually today. I went on a date last weekend and it was pretty good. So I don't know if you remember from the last episode, but, I had mentioned that I was, like, talking on the phone with someone for a while, which is why I didn't end up recording the podcast when I had wanted to. So, oh, I'm sorry. So we ended up having, like, a date, where I went over to their house, and we just watched movies and stuff.
For Emily?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. There you are.
Can I get a straw, please?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank
There you go. Have a great day.
You too. Sorry, I was picking up my Starbucks. Anyway, as I was saying, I slept over, so, you know, activities were had, and, so good. Best sex ever. Like, it was wild. I was definitely blown away. And, yeah, it was good. It was good. I was very, I guess, pleasantly surprised, I guess. Not that I didn't think it wasn't gonna be good. It's just, like, I don't want to get my hopes up for that type of stuff. Because if I do, then I will just keep holding myself to expectations. So, anyway, sex was fucking awesome. It was great. They're really good. And, also, fuck, I need to think of a name for them, for the pod. Oh, no. Lampshade? Okay, yeah. Lampshade. So yes, I was over at Lampshade's house. And, it was really funny because, I normally do not do activities if there's, like, a pet in the room, but Lampshade's dog is, like, a 5-pound ball of separation anxiety. So, the dog was in the room during activities on occasion, and it almost bit my vagina, because they were jealous that I was spending time with Lampshade, I guess, taking away their Lampshade time. And I get that. Like, honey, I feel you. I'm sure Owen would act the same way. Maybe. Owen probably doesn't really care that much about me. And that's fine. Like, I just feed him and give him shelter and let him poop in a box in our laundry room. But it's fine. So I'm actually going back there today for the weekend. Like, I packed for 2 days, but, like, if they get tired of me after tomorrow, that's fine. So yeah, I guess I will do a little, FAQ about Lampshade, I suppose. So we met on the Her app. They are 28, which is different for me because, like, I don't normally go for people older than me because I think that they're gonna be way too advanced in their life and, like, they're gonna want to get married. And, like, I don't know, like, when I think of people who are older than me, I think of my older cousins who, like, have their shit together and are so advanced in their life. And, like, don't get me wrong, Lampshade is exactly, like, they have their shit together. They're in a master's program. Like, they're good. Like, they, you know, they have their shit together, thank God. Yeah, it was definitely different, I guess, connecting with someone who is older and, like, having it go well and, like, not feeling awkward about it. Like, this sounds really stupid, but, like, I don't feel like an immature baby gay around them, which is nice, even though they're older. But I also don't feel like I have to, like, provide for them as I have felt like with Sam, because they were younger than me. Communication is also going lovely. Like, I was open and honest about my past experiences with Sam. Also, like, I'm not gonna give Sam a code name, because fuck that, they don't deserve a fucking code name. Like, you know what you did to me. And I'm gonna tell people. So, a lot of past trauma from my previous relationship, and so, right off the bat, I'm like, hey, I would like to be happy about all of this, but my anxious brain is saying, like, nah, fuck you, you're just gonna second guess everything, as per usual, you know, PTSD gang, honey. And they were like, hey, yeah, no, it's totally fine. I totally understand where you're coming from, and, yeah, so I just, like, it's good. Like, with Sam, I felt like there was red flags right off the bat, and, like, I know that's fucking stupid, because, like, why did I stay if I saw that there were red flags right off the bat? I don't know. So, like, I feel really comfortable with Lampshade, and, you know, we have good adult activity time, but that's not all we do, because, you know, I mean, if that was all we did, hey, that's totally fine. That is, if people want to do just singular friends with benefits, sick. Which, speaking of, we haven't, like, labeled anything yet, because we are both of the mindset where every time we've labeled something, that's when it goes to shit, and neither of us want that to happen. So we're just vibing for now, and then I guess, like, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I don't know. Or maybe we will just vibe forever, and that's fine. We watched Midsummer because, okay, hear this. So when, like, I suppose, like, we're still getting to know each other, but, like, when Lampshade and I, like, first started texting, we were just talking about, like, interests and stuff, and they were like, oh, yeah, like, I listen to some podcasts, and I was like, oh, which ones? And they were like, oh, like, I listen to the Dead Meat podcast, and I was like, duh! Okay, so, Dead Meat, is a YouTube channel that they do, like, they count up all the kills and murders from horror movies and kind of movie reviews, and then they also have a podcast. It's a husband and wife. They have a podcast and they do movie reviews. So, Lampshade had watched Hereditary and then listened to the Hereditary episode of the podcast. And conveniently, the Friday of the weekend that I spent time with them, like this past weekend, Dead Meat put out a kill count video about Midsummer. And so I was like, hey, Midsummer is one of my favorite movies of all time. Maybe we could watch it together and then watch the kill count for it. So that's what we did. Oh no, someone is zooming. Oh no, wait, why are they zooming? There's 2 cops zooming. A cab. What? Why are you going on the 407? Oh my god, is there an accident? Thank god I'm not super late today, because fuck that. Wait, did they turned off they turned off their sirens. They literally just used their sirens to get through a red light. Like, what the fuck? Like, don't use your sirens if you're not, like, actually zoom into an emergency. And, like, fucking, this is why ACAB. This is why. I mean, all the other stuff too, but, like, stupid little shit like this, especially ACAB. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So yeah, we ended up watching Midsummer, or at least, like, the first half, and then we started having sex on the couch. Yeah. And then we moved from the couch to the bedroom because, like, couches are very uncomfortable to have sex on. At least, like, as a fat person. Like, yeah, there's room on the couch, but, like, you can't maneuver how you want to. You can't, like, adjust yourself or the other person the way you want to. So, beds are good. If you want to do some wild shit. And, like, I don't want to say that, like, we did, like, wild shit, I guess. I don't know. Like, I have handcuffs. We used them. But, like, I don't know. I am still exploring, I guess, like, the BDSM kink side of myself, which they are very open to. They're like, yeah, that is something that I do as well, and I'm totally down to explore all of that. And it's been good. Friends. Within a 24-hour period, I came about 12 times, which, I mean, a new record for me, definitely. And, like, also, like, I didn't know my body could do that. Like, shout out to her. Like, we stan. Yeah, and then, so, I am seeing them tonight after work. I'm gonna make them dinner because they are vegan and I am vegetarian, as some of you may know. And, which, this is also a really cool thing. I guess, like, seeing someone who is similar dietary needs to you is really helpful because, like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, part 2, I'm sorry. Anyway, seeing someone with similar dietary needs to you is really cool because, you can, like, eat similar food. Like, for example, like, when I was with Sam, oh, sorry, I was having some of my juice. Not juice, it's my Starbucks tea. Right, sorry, my phone rang. As I was saying, I think it's really cool when you're with someone who has similar dietary needs to you, because, like, when I was with Sam ate meat, and I, like, had such a hard time, like, when we would go out for dinner, for example, like, we'd have to go somewhere that had meat, and most of the time, when those places were not, like, vegetarian, or didn't have a solid vegetarian option, I'd either have to have like basic veggie pasta or a veggie burger, which, like, I know I shouldn't be complaining, but I don't know, it's just small things like that. I think the reason why I'm annoyed about that particularly is because when we only got vegan food, like, specifically, like, went to a vegan place once in our entire relationship, and I had to, like, beg them to like, for us to go there. We went to Hogtown, and it was great. I love it. Hogtown's fucking great. You guys should check it out. There is one on College Street in, like, Little Italy area, or like Little Portugal. I don't know. There's lots. I think there's 2 locations in Toronto. Anyway, we went there, and it was really great, and I really loved it. They fucking complained the whole time, because they were like, oh, like, it doesn't taste like real meat, and I'm like, yeah, that's the fucking point, dude. So yeah, seeing someone who has similar dietary needs to you is great, and tonight I am making Lampshade some dinner, because they ordered this, like, box of vegan meat from the Good Butcher in Vancouver, and they are trying to use up everything that they have before they go back up north for a month, which I'm gonna talk about in a minute. So yeah, they said they have taco crumble and ground beef left, so I'm gonna use the taco crumble, and we're gonna make taco bowls, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun time. So yeah, about them going up north. So Lampshade is, like, lives in Toronto, but they grew up in Timmins. So they are going up north for a month until, like, as of Country Day, like, as of the long weekend, they are going up north, and then they're coming back at the beginning of August, because they have to have, like, some pre-op appointment before they get the TE at the end of August. So they will be home for August, which is great, because they'll be home for my birthday, which is selfish of me to be excited about, maybe a little bit, but I do really like spending time with them. And I think a skunk just fucking shit everywhere on this road, because it smells like poop. Yeah, so it's really cool that they are vegan, because I am vegetarian, and I don't feel bad about wanting to order, like, more complex vegetarian or vegan items if we were to go out, because they would do the same. Or like, we would just go to, like, vegan restaurants, because there's so many of those downtown, and, like, I guess all around Durham as well. Oh jeez. What else is there to talk about? Right, so back to the previous conversation, we watched Midsummer at least halfway through, and then we started having sex, and that was that. And they also, it's, like, I guess, like, they compliment me very well in terms of, like, interests, tastes, and stuff. For example, we had this conversation yesterday. They were like, hey, in terms of Oreos, do you prefer the cookie or the filling? And I was like, I prefer the cookie for the most part. And they were like, wow, that's great, because I prefer the filling, so you can have all the cookie parts, and I'll have the filling part. And I'm like, sick, sounds good. Yeah, so, like, I'm trying, see, I don't want to say I'm not getting my hopes up, because that's rude, but, like, we both are in the I really like you stage, for each other, which is nice. It's comfy, and it feels comfy, like, you know, like those people where, like, you don't have to do anything with them, just, like, being in their presence is, like, comfy for you, like, that, like, even if you're not doing the same activity, like, but you're still, like, in the same room, like, and it's still fun, like, that's how I feel about Lampshade, which is really nice. Like, for example, they have a paper that they're working on, and so I brought my Switch with me, like, aside from myself, who was a Switch. That was a sex joke. Like, I brought my Switch with me, so that, you know, they could work on their paper, and I could entertain myself. But, like, we'd still be in the same room, and it would be nice. Also, fun fact here for your friends, they live with their ex, which, you know, they have a 2-bedroom, which is cool. But, like, when I went over there for the first time last week, as much as they have been broken up with their ex for a year and a half and completely over them, and they are no longer interested in each other in that type of way, and the ex has a new partner, like, I was still fucking terrified to meet this girl. Like, I was so nervous that she was gonna hate me. But so far, it seems like she doesn't. She says I'm welcome back anytime, which is very nice. But, like, it's just, I'm just awkward in general, because, like, I don't know, like, this girl knows that I had sex with their ex-partner while they were in the other room, probably, maybe, I don't entirely know if they were home the whole time that weekend, but, like, does that make sense, that, like, I would want to make a good impression on this girl, because, like, I mean, they live with Lampshade, so they're gonna, like, have opinions about me, I suppose, and, like, talk about me, which is fine, as expected. Yeah, so that's just, you know, my nervousness, but she seems to like me, and that's really nice, because I would hate for someone to not like me, but, I mean, I guess that's just, like, common sense, like, you would prefer someone to like you rather than not like you. Also, so, before I left on Saturday, before I left on Sunday, I slept over from Saturday to Sunday, and Sunday was Father's Day, and we, like, my family went to the cemetery to go visit Papa, so I had, like, a time limit, like, I had to be at Uncle Timmy's by, like, 3:30, 4 o'clock, which, you know, my family, like, we could never get our shit together, so to speak, so I didn't really know what time we were meeting until, like, an hour before I was supposed to leave Lampshades. So, anyway, that day that I left Lampshade's house, I was like, hey, can I show you John Mulaney? And they were like, yeah, sure. So we cuddled on the couch, and we watched like, half of New in Town, and, like, every few minutes I would, like, look up and, like, double check that they were enjoying themselves, because, like, I was quoting the entire thing in my head and trying very hard not to do it in person, because, like, I didn't want to, like, be weird and like, you know, quote the whole show and, like, sit, like, I guess, like, verbalize along with it, but oh god, why does my body hate me? Yeah, so we watched the first half of John Mulaney, and it was really nice. and then I went home, and I was sad. But now it's Friday again, and I'm seeing them again today, and it's gonna be really nice. I'm really looking forward to it, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. Hopefully the dog doesn't want to kill me again. Hopefully they will know who I am by the end of this visit, or that would suck. Is that it for this episode? Maybe, I don't know. Do I feel like getting extra emo in here? Perhaps. I don't know. Like, it's so hard, because, like, I never know what to say about, like, new relationships. Like, so, like, I told all my friends that I was going on this date, and they were like, wow, keep me updated, don't die. And I was like, sure, will do. I did not keep them updated because I was too busy doing activities the whole time. Which, I mean, honestly, like, very proud of myself for the amount of activities that I have done in my life. What was I saying? Right. So, like, I didn't really update many of my friends about the full story of the date. And so I guess this is what this is. Updating my friends about the full date story. Yeah. So it's gonna be, yeah, I'm excited about what's to come, but I'm also, like, not forcing anything, I guess. Like, we're just vibing for now, keeping it subtle, which is totally fine with me. But, like, we're also both not talking to anyone else. We both deleted our apps, and we're both in the I really like you stage. So, yeah, it's good. It's good. It's different, I guess, because, like I said before, like, I didn't feel the red flags as I did with Sam. Like, at this point, like, if this were to be me and Sam, like, in this stage of our relationship, I guess, back when we were in that stage of our relationship, I would have felt red flags already. And, like, that's, you know, as we know, that is not a good thing. And so I told Lampshade, I was like, hey, these are my concerns. This is what makes me anxious, and this is what I'm nervous about going forward. And they were like, no, I completely get that. You have trauma, and you're allowed to feel that way about your trauma, and you need someone who will understand that and be patient with it. And they have been. They really have been. And so, like, I'm glad that, like, we've been talking out everything. It's been really nice. It was, so, like, I told my mom about them, and they were like, oh, like, I don't think you should have slept over after having, like, only been to their house once. It's like, ma'am, I am an adult. Please let me do the adult things. Like, I wasn't sure if she was, like, judging me for, like, hey, maybe don't get murdered, or that's trashy, why did you sleep over with someone so soon type of way, like, slut-shamey type of way. Like, if it was about my, like, actual safety, like, trying not to get murdered, great. But if it was about, like, the, hey, that was trashy, you shouldn't have done that type of way, fuck off. I am an adult. I don't know, like, talking about relationships with my parents has always been kind of, like, unsettling for me, I guess, for lack of a better term. Because, like, I am a bi person, and, well, actually, let's start this off. I've recently come to terms with the fact that I am bi, and by bi, I mean attracted to people who have my gender and who do not identify as my gender. Ooh, my eyeliner looks so fucking good today. We love that. So people who are my gender and people who are not my gender is who I'm attracted to, and that's how I personally use the label bisexual. And if you tell me I'm wrong, no, I'm not. Fuck you. Let me live my life, please. Shit, what was I talking about? Right, so when I first told my mom about lampshade, she was like, oh, like, is it there, do they use they, them? And I was like, yeah, they do. And my mom was like, why can't you just, like, date a normal lesbian? Why do you always have to, like, make things difficult for us? Like, first off, what the fuck? Someone else's pronouns do not make your life difficult as the family of potential partner to this person who uses they, them pronouns. My brain's not even fucking computing, you know? Like, why? It's not about you, Andrea. Like, just use the pronouns around them, please, and don't make a big fuss about it, and really try to use the pronouns around just me as well, because, you know, that's courteous and stuff. And so in terms of the, oh my god, is there a fucking mosquito bite on my face? Or is that just like an acne shining through my face? Because I did skincare this morning, and like, you know, we love skincare, but is it now just punishing me because I've been putting off skincare for so long? I don't know, we shall see. Oh, you know what? It's white, so it is a bug bite. But it's like right on my cheekbone, like, you know, like my cheekbone eye socket area, like right directly below your eye puffies. Right, so, in terms of what she said about why can't you just like normal lesbians, and then I told her, because I am not solely attracted to lesbians, that is not my sexuality, and then I came out to her, and I'm like, yeah, so I like people who are my gender, and who are not my gender. I don't know, it's just being openly queer with my family. Like, my extended family has been great. Like, when I told Nana about lampshade as well, like, not like a full breakdown, just like briefly. We were in the car on the way to the cemetery with Uncle Timmy and Uncle Ray and Evan, and I had told my family that I had just come from downtown because I had spent the night at a friend's. Also, Nana had called me earlier that morning to double check what time I was meeting them, and she was like, oh, Emmy, are you at home? I'm like, no, I'm at a friend's downtown. And she was like, oh, okay. And so I don't know what type of friend she thought it was. But anyway, afterwards she asked me about the friend, and so I gave them the lowdown about everything, and I said, their name is Lampshade, they do this, they are in school for this, and so I used they, them pronouns the whole time. And, so Nana asked, she was like, oh, like, are they a they again? Because, you know, my Nana's 82, she's gynae, she doesn't understand, queer shit, which is, like, you know, I try to educate people, but, you know, some people are too old, and it's beyond my capacity to try and educate as much as I can. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, at least with my family, like, I will educate until I'm blue in the face, but sometimes it's just, like, not worth my stress. in emotional labor. I hope that makes sense. Like, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but like, I can only remind my family about my sexuality. I mean, not even remind them. Like, my family's like so good with the fact that I am bi or queer or whatever, and they always have been. But the last time, like when I was with Sam, I don't want to say they had trouble with the pronouns, but it definitely took a while for them to get used to. So Nana was like, "Oh, you're with a they again," and I'm like, "Yeah," and she was like, "Okay, that's nice." And that was all she said. And Uncle Timmy was like, "Cool, sounds good." And Evan was like, "Wow, a non-binary person, cool," because he's been learning. He's in grade 9, and I guess like, he goes to a Catholic school, so like I don't know if like what they've been teaching them about the community, but I think Aubrey, my cousin, has been like trying to like talk about, because I guess like she's in grade 7, and so it's Pride Month, so I guess maybe their school gave them a little rundown about like, hey, here is the acronym, and so they've been using 2S LGBTQ, which, you know, I'm gonna be honest, in terms of all of the Alphabet Mafia acronyms, this is definitely the easiest to roll off the tongue. I'm gonna be honest. So I guess she had told Nana about 2S LGBTQ stuff, because Nana brought up that full acronym, and that's all she said. She's like, "I know 2S LGBTQ, but that is all I know," and I'm like, "That's fine, Nana, you're doing great." So yeah, that's where I'm at with everything. Don't you love it when you choke on your own spit when you're talking? Because your duodenum, no, fuck, is that the word? I feel like that's not the word. Anyway, the little flap that separates, epiglottis, that's the word, it's epiglottis. I think duodenum is like part of your stomach. I don't know. I have nurse friends, one of you will correct me. So yeah, my epiglottis is broken because I had just tubes shoved down there when I was a baby. So that is why I choke on my own spit. I'm at work now, so I'm gonna sign off. This has been M from GSA. I will figure out some intro music or something at some point. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Basically just me talking about my date and some like internal struggles I've been having around that type of stuff. I love you all very much. Have a good weekend. Fuck Canada Day. Obviously like don't celebrate Canada Day next week. Like wear orange on Canada Day. I'm very ashamed to be Canadian right now, and yeah. Okay, love you all. Bye. How do I turn this off? There we go.